Hello, welcome to the weather update. It is 10 o'clock on July 21st, 2021. Unfortunately, we didn't really get much action with severe thunderstorms. We did get some heavy downpours with a little bit of lightning, but not really much in the way of all the severe storms seem to be off to the south of us. And you see here looking at this satellite image here that still dealing with a little bit of the smoke, which you can clearly see. And if you look over here, more smoke coming over the lake. So we may be dealing with this tomorrow. You can see that area right there. Let me pause it. Right there. So you can see this area right here, the smoke on the left-hand side of the screen here. That we may be dealing with this tomorrow as it moves into our area. So let me just get some water because that smoke is still in the air. Sorry about that, but you can clearly see the smoke over here. And again, I'm going to draw it for you to show you that it appears to be heading in our direction, this area right here. And this looks pretty thick, so we may be dealing with it again tomorrow. It wasn't as bad today as it has been, but you can still notice it. And the sunset was still colored quite interestingly, and I did manage to watch the sunset from a nice place, which you'll find out later in another video coming up. It wasn't Mineola or Hicksville, I'll say that. That video will be up later, but you can see the thunderstorms here, mainly offshore. You can see most of that activity is to the south of us, and that seems to be where it stayed. And we did have some really nice-looking clouds in the evening, and it looked like we had a couple of storms, but unfortunately, no lightning. It would have been a nice photo op, but no lightning. And again, it's all about the air quality that we've been dealing with here. Here is the high-resolution satellite, and you can see, again, that smoke. And you can clearly see it coming from these fires here. There are a number of fires now in, I think this is actually the Tamarack fire. This is another fire. I don't know if this is the Tamarack fire or this is another fire. There's so many different fires. There's over 50 major fires in the West. And there's major fires. Look at British Columbia. Look at all these fires. I have never seen so much. This smoke is going to be a continuous problem for a while. Unless we can get air right from the pole, we're going to be dealing with this smoke. And you clearly see that there is clearer air behind it. But as we move it along, you can see there's some of that smoke that's still going to try to override. Hopefully we can get into this clear air over here. Oh, but look. Those look like fires, too. So, good luck getting any clean air as far as a nice deep blue sky. Maybe, maybe not, you know. We'll look at that, and we'll get into that a little more later, but you can clearly see that the worst of the smoke looks like it should be being pushed out by this cold front. At least that's what it appears right now, but when we go to this, it doesn't look so great. So let's go take a look at the latest the radar, and you'll notice here in the top, deadly flooding in China. Yeah, they have deadly flooding in China going on, a once-in-a-thousand-year event that we'll have to get to. But this is this cell right here that developed. There was a cell that actually popped over Oyster Bay, and we're going to loop this radar here, and you can see that's that cell that popped up over Oyster Bay. And it was, like I said, an impressive cumulonimbus cloud formation, but I didn't really see much lightning with it. If we go to look at the lightning here, let's see, barely any lightning strikes. And like I said, the smoke may have, that meteorologist from News 12 New Jersey may have had a point about the smoke actually inhibiting severe thunderstorm development. But however, it inhibited maybe over our area, but not over South Jersey, where they got quite a bit of thunderstorm, especially right out over the water there. And we're going to go and look at some of the current observations now across our area. And you'll see it still probably still feels a little humid out there. Yeah, dew point's still in the mid 60s, so some humidity but dry air. You notice lower dew points to the north, and that dry air is going to be coming in overnight, and we'll see some relief. The temperatures aren't that high. We generally got temperatures are in the low 70s, upper 60s, and low 70s. So it isn't as warm as it has been, at least. Let's go take a look at what the high temperatures were today across area, and you'll see generally low 80s. Fairly uniform temperatures across our area, low 80s, pretty much everywhere. Though I do notice 84 at Shirley, 84 at Farmview. The South Shore is actually a little warmer again, owing to that northwest wind that we had today. That actually kept the South Shore, made the South Shore a little warmer, actually. Let's see, Jersey. Still hotter in Jersey, 86. Let's go look at our precipitation amounts, because some areas wound up getting a decent amount of rainfall, and there's way more numbers than that to report. So let's go back here, and let's move this back to 9 a.m. And you'll see here that we did get some showers over our. Some of these showers are pretty heavy. Some of the ones that went over Hicksville. We had some heavy downpours in Hicksville, and just one really bright flash of lightning that happened to strike really close, because the thunder was like less than half a second later. But News 12 did not bring this up at all. News 12, I have an old video about this. Today's video you're going to see. They're just talking about the South Shore. And yes, the storms on the South Shore did produce more rain. Looks like 0.90 in that Valley Stream area. But it still poured in Hicksville. And we're going to try to get some more observation numbers, because I think that area got at least a half an inch of rain. It was coming down for a good 20 to 30 minutes. And News 12 was like completely oblivious to it. They were just talking about the storms on the South Shore and then saying, oh, the worst is over, when it clearly wasn't. You can see where the rain did fall. And then we have the other area of heavier rain that fell in Jersey. Let's see what they got. No, those storms look like they were mostly offshore. So those storms that formed in Jersey seemed like they were just... Oh, here we go. I knew we were missing some data here. I don't know if this is correct, this 4.26 at Lumberton. That could be. This could be an isolated flooding event right here that happened in southwestern New Jersey. But you can see, it looks like they got quite a bit of rain in this area here. So it looks like some thunderstorms probably sat over that area. As far as Toms River goes, 0.97 around there. Let's see, northwest of Toms River, 1.12, 0.23 in Toms River. And then it's this LBI area here, 1.50, 1.98. There was some heavy storms in this area that dumped a lot of rain in that area. But for us, nothing really severe. Nothing really severe in our area at all whatsoever. If we go and we look at this, let's see if there are any storm reports. I want to see when that air quality alert is going to expire. Nope. They're extending it till tomorrow. Air quality alert for Thursday, July 22nd. This is again probably due to the smoke again. So it's possible we may still be dealing with this smoke tomorrow. It's hard to predict where this smoke is going to wind up. It really does. It really does. It's very hard to predict. And why is this page all of a sudden not feeling like it wants to load? All right. Let's go to underground. Oh, what's going on there? So let's go to underground and take a look at our precipitation amounts for today, because we'll have more numbers from underground. I don't know. Weather Service has gone down. I don't know what's going on there. Now it's decided to go over there. All right. I don't know what's going on with the Weather Service. The Weather Service site is definitely having problems. Let's go back to underground so you can get an idea of how much rain fell across the area. And you can see, yep, more like a half an inch in Hicksville. I see 0.45, 0.43. And again, it was from that cell. We're going to look at the event to sky. We're going to rewind the radar and look at that cell and show you what's going on here. And that whole cell really was, like I said, that just popped up. Yep, Weather Service is down, apparently. So Weather Service is now having problems. We'll try again later. Long Beach, not that much on here. And they were talking about Long Beach. The News 12 sent the storm chase vehicle down to Long Beach, which is ridiculous. You'll see it in the other video I took today. It's covering the weather today. It's incredible. News 12. They are just disgraceful. I'm actually writing the news director and asking for Sam Wajiri to be dismissed, because she is, literally, she's saying the worst is over and we are having torrential downpour in Hicksville. She has got to be off the air. If anything, she has got to go. All right, because some areas around Lynbrook got 1.03. But as you go east, not as much rain out there at all. on hardly anything in Suffolk County, by the way. But let's go to that area in New Jersey that had all those high amounts, and let's see. This is Tom's River again. You can see not too much in Tom's River. I mean, generally a quarter to a half an inch. Seaside a little over a half to 3/4 of an inch. But as you go further south with the cell here, look at this. We have some amounts of 4.37, 3.78. That's incredible if that's verified. So where these storms sat, boy, did this area get drenched. So there could be a lot of flooding in this area. LBI, ship bottom, 2.48, 2.58. That's quite so I want to get to the Mount Holly site because I bet they have some storm reports over there. We're going to see if we can find out some more information about that because that's quite impressive. And then you can see some of these other amounts again. Yeah, it looks like some of these areas over here got a lot of rain. 3.27, 3. This is unbelievable. I mean, these are areas that have already gotten tons of rain. I mean, they may be setting records for rainfall in these areas for the month as far as the wettest July on record, perhaps. Meanwhile, the West Coast can't get a rain for anything. It's unbelievable what's going on. So let me try the Weather Service again and see if we can get to the Weather Service. All right, there it is working again. And let's get to their Twitter here. Extensive damage was reported in Montgomery County. So there was straight line winds in Montgomery County. But let's see if they're talking about the rainfall here that occurred from these storms. Because some of those rainfall amounts are extremely impressive, to say the least. I don't see anything about a lot of special marine warnings. I'm scrolling through special marine warnings. But let's see if we can go to the storm reports here and find the storm reports. And we're going to do local storm reports and see if any reports about flash flooding going on here. Okay, so these are for today. And you can see here, today we had a 1/4 inch hail in Barnegat Township. So that's where that bad storm hit. So hail in Gloucester, Burlington, they had a 0.70 inch hail. So that's where all the severe weather was. Manahawkin, hail 0.75 inch in Lakewood. So that storm was pretty impressive. I wonder if it caused some power outages. Ocean Acres, 1 inch hail. Wow, Manahawkin, 1 inch hail. So yeah, they got into the hail over there. I'm not really going to cover Pennsylvania. Here we go, 1.25 inch hail in Manahawkin in Ocean County. So that's in quarter-size hail in Montgomery, Pennsylvania. Marine gust of 39 miles an hour in Seaside Heights. 40-mile-an-hour wind gust in Manasquan. 45-mile-an-hour wind gust in Tuckerton. 50-mile-an-hour wind gust in Ocean Acres. 51-mile-an-hour wind gust in Chester in Pennsylvania. The rest of these are in Pennsylvania, but here's a 58-mile-an-hour gust in Cape May. 59-mile-an-hour wind gust at Cape May, 61-mile-an-hour wind gust in Cape May. So Cape May looks like they got hit pretty hard. I don't see any reports of flooding, though. I don't see any reports of flooding from these storms. There is some wires down in Ramtown. So, yeah, there's going to be some power outages as a result of this. Telephone pole snapped in half in Cape May. So, yeah, it looks like there was some storm damage over there, interestingly enough. There was. So let me go to the power outage map, and we'll see how this area checks out. New Jersey, only 941 outages. So New Jersey, not too many outages. Pennsylvania, on the other hand, though, is shaded orange. So Pennsylvania has got some damage. Some of these areas like Montgomery County, still over 41,000 people without power right now. I'm curious about any flash flooding that occurred in those areas, but so far no storm reports of any flooding. What I can do is we can go and look at Atlantic City Press and see if they actually are reporting anything about nope, nothing about flooding, just talking about wildfire smoke. No reports of flooding. They're just talking about the hail and damaging wind reports. Nothing about flooding at all. So at least, despite all that heavy rain, it looks like it had occurred over a longer period of time, so there wasn't any flooding at least. So that's some good news with that. So let's go to the Ventu Sky. I'll show you what happened over it, and we'll show you what happened with these storms over Jersey too, as we go throughout the day. So here we are at 11 noon. We had a little band of showers come through, and when the much stronger area developed over Jersey. And take a look at this. This is where it really poured. And you can see these are the severe storms over Jersey. This is 1 o'clock. You can see this is that line that was kind of weak over us, but you can see it kind of just sat over them, and there were a bunch of them that kept developing. There was some more over here, another one over there. Here we are at 3 o'clock, and you can see this area just keeps getting pounded because there was kind of like a little weak boundary over here, and the storms just kept firing up over this part of Jersey, Ocean County, Burlington County, and some pretty intense cells south of Long Island too. And this is the severe storm here, right here, that caused the damage in Montgomery County. Move it along to 4 o'clock. You can see that area is still getting hit. So you can see it was just one storm after another for them. Similar to what we dealt with, I believe it was last Thursday. So I don't know if it was last Thursday or a week before last. I think it was last Thursday. Or was it a week before last? I don't remember. There was a day that we had that continuous thunderstorm. Pretty sure it was last Thursday. But you can see this is what happened in the afternoon now as we approach 5 o'clock. This cell popped here over Jamaica, and another one popped over here. And News 12 South Shore was all over this cell right here. They were so fixated on this cell over the South Shore that they completely forgot about this one, this pop-up here that popped up right around the northern part of Nassau County, north central Nassau, Roslyn into Mineola. And then that cell just kind of went over Hicksville, and then another cell popped up over here behind it in Great Neck. So we got a couple of cells that hit our area. But News 12 was completely fixated on the South Shore, and they were just completely ignoring this. It was amazing to see such ignorance on News 12. It really was. And that's why something has to be done about getting Samantha Ojiri. I might even start a petition that she needs to be off the air, because she has no business calling herself a meteorologist. If she can't cover Long Island weather properly, then she has no business being in front of the TV saying that she knows what she's talking about and that she's looking out for you, because if you trust her, you're going to get caught in a bad situation, unprepared for a storm, because she's just so fixated on the South Shore. All right, so here we are at 7 o'clock. You can still see some scattered showers and thunderstorms. And then another cell pops up around 8 o'clock over here. Interestingly enough, there's another cell that popped up over here. And then right around this time, there was another cell that wound up popping. Yes, I was in Port Washington. That's where I watched the sunset. And I saw the cell pop up just to the east. No lightning with it. It popped up over Oyster Bay, and then that one moved out over the eastern part of Nassau County. So we had storms today, but nothing severe in our area. All the action was, unfortunately, to our south. Fortunately or unfortunately, depending on how you look at it. But it looked like we were really going to have a good opportunity for some severe thunderstorms today. But when I looked at the HRRR yesterday and we looked at the Cape and we saw the Cape was mostly to our south, that was kind of a sign to me that we weren't really going to get into it today, unfortunately. For those who wanted to see some storms. Whatever. It's you can't always get your storms, So let's go and look at what we have coming up, because we do have a pleasant stretch of weather coming up. As we look at the GFS, you'll see this high pressure building in to our area. It's going to bring us lower humidity, seasonable temperatures, and fairly, plenty of sunshine, a few clouds, but the smoke is the wild card. We don't know if we're going to be able to completely get rid of it. That high moves off, and then our next chance of precipitation would be Sunday. And then after that, it's kind of dry again. We have another high building in for next week, and some chances of precipitation along the way. But you can see, do have cold fronts moving through the area, as you can see here. And that is a good sign. But the thing is, will the jet stream change enough to get rid of the smoke, or are we still going to be in the firing line for this smoke? So I'm going to look at the jet stream right now, and we're going to go to the 250 wind right here so you can get an idea of the smoke and where it's going to go. So you can see we've got that trough coming down, but you can still see that jet stream is going to carry the smoke up and then into our area, and we're going to probably start, if we do get a break, we're going to be dealing with it again next week at some point. And then you start seeing this larger ridge come in, but still... You still have some fronts that will try to get in, so it's not the worst. The problem for the West is nothing changes. They're stuck in this ridge, and if we look at the 500, you see that they got this ridge over them, and that's just keeping the rainfall away from them, and they're not getting rain out west, and that's not going to change. That is not going to change. Like I said, if we look at the total accumulated precip right through the end of this, you'll see, look at this, bone dry. Most of California, Oregon, maybe a few little areas that get rain, but British Columbia, bone dry. You have to go further north into British Columbia. I mean, literally, nothing changes. And this is the problem that we're dealing with right now. Nothing changes. The East Coast continues to get rain, not as much as we were getting, but still, it seems like there's just not a drop of rain to be found along the West Coast, which is going to be a big problem when it comes to these fires. It's a big problem when it comes to these fires. And the other thing I want to look at also is the climate site. So we're going to go to the climate site now, Climate Prediction Center, and look at the 6 to 10 day, the outlook here, because you could see the core of the heat. Here's the 6 to 10 day outlook, and you can see we're fairly close to normal in the east, but look at that, much above normal in the middle and extending into the west coast. And then look, we are actually below normal. West coast and northwest is below normal. California close to normal, because they don't really get much rain at this time of the year, and that's the problem. Their dry season started way earlier. If we go to the 8 to 14, you see it has the northeast below normal and then the west above normal. Fortunately for us, we escape most of the heat, but with the folks on the West Coast, they're just not getting any help. They're not getting any help at all, unfortunately. So let's go back to this tropical tidbit site, and let's look at a closer look at our area now that you get an idea of the general pattern, and we will now go and look at how we're going to be dealing with our temperatures. As far as precipitation goes, I can go to the HRRR, we can look at the 0Z, and I think we're pretty much out of the woods with this. With this shower threat through the night, I think we're not really going to see anything. Tomorrow's dry. It does seem to want to pop a little, maybe an instability shower or maybe a thunderstorm, mainly over the east end in the afternoon tomorrow. Just a little instability, perhaps. For Friday, no, there will be completely dry. Won't have any chances for showers or thunderstorms over our area on Friday. All right. Looking at our temperatures. We're going to have northerly winds, so that's going to keep the temperatures fairly uniform. Upper 70s, low 80s. At night, temperatures drop into the 60s. And for Friday, a similar day, temperatures generally in the upper 70s and low 80s. And the big change you're going to feel is definitely the lower dew points. We're going to be getting this humidity out of here. And you'll see here, as we head into Thursday, those dew points are going to be dropping through the 60s into the 50s by later in the afternoon. Northwest winds, and we'll be having low dew points again on Friday. Light northwest winds, maybe a slight sea breeze on the South Shore, but generally dew points in the 50s. And it's going to stay fairly. I think it's going to stay comfortable on Friday as well. Here's the GFS. Look at the dew points as well. GFS even thinks the dew points are going to get even lower than that, perhaps even into the upper 40s. But we're staying with low humidity Saturday, and we don't see the humidity start returning to the picture until Sunday. And then we're going to start seeing that southwesterly flow develop, and then we're going to start seeing the humidity come back into the picture. But another cold front comes through, drops the humidity again on Monday, and then an even stronger cold front for Wednesday and drops the humidity. So you can see cold fronts progressing through, which is good for us. However, as we get into August, we may start seeing another extended period of humidity and possibly heat as we get into August. Let's go look at the temperatures now. And as we get into tomorrow, you see GFS, comfortable conditions, still low to mid 80s Saturday. Start seeing a little heat start to build Sunday. It gets knocked down a little bit at that next cold front. Here's Monday. We may be dealing with some 90-degree Monday, but then it gets knocked down. Well, maybe not. Doesn't look like it gets knocked down. See, it's kind of misleading. I guess it's more of a dry front that's going to wind up coming through. Here we go. So it is going to be a little hot. Temperatures around the 90-degree mark, perhaps above, but then it drops that next cold front, and then we're down into the 80s again before the heat starts building again. And then as we head into really no real big heat until maybe we get into August, maybe we'll start getting into that heat. But it looks like, again, it doesn't look terribly hot until maybe that last day there. But that's impossible to, say that's going to happen that far out. The long range that far out is kind of not really something you can count on. So now let's go to the skies, and we'll go. We'll first look at the GFS. See, fairly clear. Maybe it's going to throw some clouds around in the afternoon. Friday, probably more sunshine, more clear skies, and hopefully less smoke. And Saturday, also sunshine. Then we're going to start dealing with some more clouds, I think. as we get in the next week, but it still doesn't look too bad. Let's go to the NAM here. I'll look at the sky forecast with the NAM. So here's the NAM. And you'll see tomorrow, we'll start off with sunshine, but yeah, I think we're going to see some more clouds in the afternoon develop, probably popping up over our area. It's Friday where I think we'll see less clouds and more sunshine. So maybe sunny to partly sunny tomorrow. Friday's your mostly sunny day, and I think Saturday you'll also hopefully be able to get another mostly sunny day in. But the question is, of course, the smoke. I can also look at the RGEM as well. All right, so here is the RGEM. And you can see you start off clear, but then some more clouds kind of come in the afternoon. So it will be probably Friday that will have more sunshine than tomorrow, I think. And then Saturday, maybe we can get lucky before that cirrus rolls in. But, of course, the next wild card, of course, would be the smoke. What's going to happen with the smoke? And I didn't mean to use this one. I meant to use windy. So let's go take a look at that. And I know HRRR, I can't get that site to work right. It's a nice site, but I'd rather just use this. It just seems to be easier to use. So you can see it looks like less smoke in our area. You can see that dense smoke is out of our area, but we may still deal with a little bit of smoke in the air tomorrow. Still a little bit, and then maybe Friday we get more of a break. It's still showing some scattered smoke, so we may not be completely rid of the smoke. It won't be like it was before, but we may still be dealing with a little bit of it. Less of it further to the north of us. What I can do, I guess we can go to the HRRR vertically integrated smoke if you want to look at that as well and see if let's go. All right, so we're going to do vertically integrated smoke. And we'll see if we can try to get this forecast to play here. You can still see there's plenty of smoke up there. It's kind of hard to see the, this is where we are right over here. Kind of like, I don't know which one is the opacity. The opacity is a little too much. But let's go, oh, here's the opacity. All right, let me make that opacity a little less. Well, let's play it and let's show you what's going to happen here. All right, we got to wait for it to load, I see. Okay, here we go. So you can see, look at that. It's going to come, we get a little break, but then it comes right back. And we can pause it. Right here. So this is, let's see, what day is this that it's showing? 7:22. So this is tomorrow. All right, so this is 7:22 in the morning. You can see we got a break, but look what happens. We get right back into it possibly on Friday. It looks like it's going to head right back into us. So we may not get a break from the smoke. The smoke, I think, is not going anywhere, unfortunately, if we look at this model, because we need this shot of air to come more straight down. It's not going to do that. So it may be more at a higher level, but it is definitely... Let me see if we can do the near-surface smoke here and see. Maybe that can also... It may be more at a higher level. Let's see if I can do the near-surface smoke and get this to work, because this may also be play. Good. The good news is, at least I think maybe the smoke will be more at higher levels, but there still may be some haze in the sky, as you can see here. So we won't be smelling it at the surface as much, but we may still be dealing with a little bit of it in the haze in the air. So as far as when we're going to see a deep blue sky, all I can tell you is I can't guarantee you a nice blue sky, but what I can guarantee you is it's going to feel a lot better tomorrow and the next couple of days. And it should be nice weather to get outside. Even if you can't get a nice blue sky, you will surely get a beautiful sunset and a beautiful sunrise. So that is going to be it for this weather update. Take care, and thanks for watching.